when we're working on teeth brushing and, you know, brushing his legs and stuff like that, I find it useful to be close to him, in that I can hold him against my body. If he starts to fuss, starts to struggle, I'm just gonna hold him until he relaxes. I can put a hand through his collar and hold there till he relaxes. What I don't want to do is let him get away when he starts to fuss. I'm not gonna force him through it while he's fussing. I want him to relax first, and then I'll relax all that pressure I put on him, and then I'll try again. Maybe take a step back, and then I'll reward him for when he does let me do it. So I'm gonna start. I'll just hold him close to me. You know, he can be on the ground, whatever's most comfortable for you, but it's helpful to have some way to hold on to his body so that you can put pressure if he starts to, you know, kick you around. So let's start with his legs. This is a fine position for him to be in for me. I've got a hold of his collar, and I'm going to brush his legs. If he lets me do it without fussing, maybe I'll start with just a couple brushes. At first, all we could do was a couple brushes before he got tired of it. He's doing pretty good with letting me do his whole legs now. But I might start, or you might start with just a couple brushes, and then good. And I'll reward him for letting me do that. And we'll keep going. Good. Brush the other side now. If you're doing this on a table, it's fine. It's the same thing. Just have a hold of his collar and stand close to the table so that if he starts to really squirm, you can just take his body, hold him against you, wait for him to stop fussing, and then release. Push his legs. Good. Can brush his face, which he doesn't love. And so what I've been doing here to help him stop squirming is I'll actually take hold of his head and hold it in my hand. Good. And I don't like to push him too hard with this because he's still a little bit sensitive to it. So what you might want to start with is just hold his head in your hand like this. I've just got my palm under his jaw, my thumb and my fingers up against his cheeks, and 2 of my fingers up against his neck, so I'm holding him steady. Good. And just reward him for letting you hold his head in that position. Good. So that's what we're going to do when he brushes teeth as well. Nope. Nope. Feels pretty awkward to have your whiskers brushed, so I'm not going to get too mad at him if he gets kind of fussy with this. I'll just hold him till he settles. Good boy. Do a quick brush and reward for that. Good. Same with brushing his teeth. I'll get it ready. Try not to get too much toothpaste on at first, because if you do, you might end up with it all over you if he bucks his head around, which happened to us a couple of times. He likes the flavor of it too, which helps, but also makes him want to chew on it. So I don't want him nibbling on it. That's not going to brush his teeth. So I'm going to hold his jaw again, and I'll lift a cheek up. Nope. Get that under there, and I'll start to brush. It can help also to hold his jaw closed, because that way he can't nibble on it. Good. So I'm just going to lift his cheek up just enough that I can get that brush in there, and then I'm going to hold his mouth closed so he can't nibble on it. Don't want to push him too hard with this. I'm going to release him pretty quickly to a treat. I've been playing around with releasing him to chew on it because he really enjoys chewing on it, so that's kind of a reward for him. But at the same time, I don't want to be encouraging that behavior. we make it very clear the distinction between when we've told him he's allowed to chew on it versus when he needs to hold still and let us brush him, that could be an option as a reward for him for doing this, because he does like to nibble on the toothpaste. Use it. Again, I'll hold his jaw, keep his mouth shut, get under his gums, and start to brush. When we were first doing this, he was really, really fussy, so he might be that way with you. I'll just hold him still. You don't want to just be holding on his jaw while he's bucking around, because it's going to hurt his neck. But I'll keep a hold of his mouth, and then I might hook my other hand under his collar or against his body, and I'm just going to hold him still until he settles, like this. Nope. Good boy. Nope. But I don't want to be forcing him through it if he's really fussy. That's not going to be helpful in the long term. I'm not going to let him buck away from it, but I'm not going to keep forcing him through it. I'm just going to hold him steady till he relaxes, and then we'll go again, and I'll do it a little bit shorter before I release him. Nope. Nope. Very good. Nope. Nope. So here I might go back to just doing hand over his jaw. Good. And rewarding just for letting me hold his jaw still for a second. Good. Good. Then we'll end with a quick, easy one, and I might give him a few treats as a reward. Nope. Yes, good boy, well done. Oh, very good. Thank you, buddy. Good. Good boy, thank you.